think that helps either.
So deaf?
So deaf. Me and Jermaine Dupree can't hear a thing.
Yeah.
It's a real shame.
Hello, gentlemen.
Hello, Jenny Zell.
How are you guys?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing all right.
Just okay? Just all right?
You know, sometimes that's all we can hope for.
Yeah, you're right.
Fucking Debbie Downer over here today.
Who's Debbie Downer? You?
Me.
Oh, stop. You're fine.
Don't be such a Debbie Downer.
Oh, man.
But I have my delicious Wegmans blackberry tangerine seltzer water.
Ooh, that's a lot.
Yeah, it's delicious.
Blackberry and tangerine?
Mm-hmm.
And seltzer?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Bob, did you get to go to Cookout while you were here?
No, I didn't. You know what? I didn't even eat Wawa when I was in town, surprisingly.
What?
I know. I ate everything else, but
You ate butt.
but that.
Yeah, he ate butt.
Oh. Ooh, I drank their coffee a few times, but like I didn't get in and get a sandwich because I was eating everything else like a slob.
And it's Hoagie Fest, too.
I know. I saw that. I got gas a couple times, but I was like, I don't think I can physically put any more food into my body at this point.
Are you even American anymore?
No, I'm not.
You don't
Get
start
out.
at Hoagie Fest?
I mean, I love Hoagie Fest, man, but there was just so much other food to eat.
Do you guys have Sheets up there in Cincinnati?
Sheets is a Western Pennsylvania, I think Eastern Ohio thing. I don't think it comes out as far as I am out because I'm more Western Ohio, Southwest. But it's in like West Virginia, and I always stop at Sheets when I'm driving because I know I can get a decent cup of coffee there. You know what I'm saying? Because like some of these little gas station places you stop off, the coffee's just garbage and like the snacks suck. I know Sheets normally have the same thing at every place. You know what I'm saying? The same selection of treats and coffee. So I always stop there. Why, do you enjoy Sheets, Dennis?
Not really, no. I think their food's terrible.
Yeah, their food's not great. It's different than Wawa, and like it's like they have a fryer, I think, which greatly affects the quality of the food. Like because they have French fries and stuff, where Wawa bakes all their chicken strips and shit, you know?
Yeah.
I remember one of the things I liked about Sheets, and I haven't been there like probably 15 years, so who knows if it's still good anymore, but you could get a hot dog, and whatever they would normally put on the hoagies, you could get that on the hot dog.
Really?
So you could get some like just ridiculous toppings on it, and they were actually pretty good. Like you could get like a hoagie roll with it. It wasn't just like a regular ass cheap hot dog bun.
That sounds awesome. The first person who ever turned me, because Wawa hot dogs are pretty yummy, and the first person that ever turned me onto those was Torres. He was like, Wawa has the best hot dogs, dudes. And I was like, really? So I've heard
Usually when I go, they only have like 1 or 2 hot dogs left on the little spinner thing.
That's because everybody be housing them, son.
I guess.
You got to
I've
get
never tried them.
Neither.
Should this be my like mission tomorrow? Go get some Wawa hot dogs?
I've heard Wawa hot dogs are good.
Why wait till tomorrow?
Go now. And I just remember on the way out of town, I did have a Wawa breakfast sandwich. That was quite yummy.
Their waffle breakfast sandwiches are the best.
I just had an English muffin, sausage, egg, and cheese. It was pretty tight. Not as good as Hardee's, though, because we went to Hardee's while I was there, and I got a chicken biscuit, and fuck, it was so good.
Yeah, I never thought about getting a breakfast sandwich from Wawa. Anytime I've gone there for breakfast, I always get like a breakfast burrito because the first thing that comes to mind, I'm like, I know I like breakfast burritos.
The Wawa breakfast sandwiches are good, and they're ready-made. Like, they're right there. You don't have to wait. You just pick them up and skedaddle.
Oh.
And pro tip, if you go like after they're serving breakfast, you can have a custom-made sandwich made for you.
From head to toe, just like that?
Yep, just like that.
Wow.
Custom made from head to toe.
Their waffle sandwiches are kind of like it's almost like they took a croissant that has like maple flavoring in it and put it in a waffle iron, so it's like nice and crispy and stuff. And they put the sausage and egg and cheese on that.
Is that like McDonald's has something like that, right?
They have the McGriddle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
it's kind of like that, but instead of it being
like,
pancake, it's like crispy waffle.
Yeah, a McGrill's a pancake, right?
Mm-hmm. Are we all just really hungry?
No, I think we just like talking about food.
And we were discussing Wawa, and like for those of you that don't live in like Eastern Pennsylvania, Maryland, Delaware, Virginia, there's one in Tampa, Florida that I know of because I stopped.
There's some in Orlando.
Yeah, Wawa is like it's like a fancy like gas station fast food place, right? It's like a 7-Eleven, a fast food joint, and a gas station kind of all wrapped up into one. They have great sandwiches. They have wonderful coffee. Gas is relatively cheap. Their cigarettes
a good way to describe it, it's like a truck stop without the trucks.
Yeah.
Because like in other parts of the country, they just have truck stops, you know?
Yeah, but you can get ready-made, but can you get ready-made like food to order at truck stops? That's all on computer machines.
I'm sure there's got to be some out there.
I'm sure the Flying J has some computer machines you can order from. You can order showers and shit. I'm sure you can order food on computers.
The flying hand job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pilot. I'm sure Pilot.
Pilot my penis into your mouth.
I love your ability to just turn any truck stop into.
Well, I imagine that happens a lot of truck stops, like lot lizards.
I think that's the original reason why they have truck stops.
Yeah, so lot lizards can blow dudes.
Yeah.
For money and methamphetamines.
Well, I do need money and meth, so maybe I'll give that a try this weekend.
I don't know where the closest truck stop to you is. Probably in Emporia. I don't know if it would be worth a drive.
There's actually one not far from my work.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they have like a sit-down restaurant there. Huh. Yeah, they have good pork chops.
Of course they do.
Not that I know.
Of course they do.
By pork chops, I mean dick.
Of course they do. They're our Patreon supporters. All right, so this is season 6, episode 2 of Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
I tell you, this season is off like a rocket ship.
Yeah.
I think before we talk about that, though, we should probably talk about our hot Dr. Pepper encounter.
Oh.
Yes.
Because I have the video of it. It's not great video. I've had a hard time getting it off my phone. That's why I haven't posted it yet. But over the 4th of July weekend, we had our semi-annual Dork Trek get-together.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Every time I come to town, Dennis comes to Virginia Beach, and we all hang out at Ben's house.
I will say it's my favorite part of these things, these get-togethers that we do, is just seeing all your beautiful faces.
It's really nice. Like it's like the highlight of my trips to Virginia Beach is just hanging out with you guys. Because the first hour and a half we just sat at Ben's dinner table and just chatted.
Mm-hmm. Ate some snacks.
Yeah, we had some delicious
conversation.
We had good conversation. We had tasty snacks. It was really nice. Like, it was very, very fun. We didn't record anything. We just hung out and enjoyed each other's company, and it was really fun.
Technically, by the end, we did record something. It hasn't come out yet, but it will.
How did that work out? I was very proud of that.
I haven't listened to it, but it was hilarious to listen to, so I think it's going to be great.
Dennis, Jenny, you can give the backstory on what it actually is, and then we can tell you the ideas we came up with.
Okay.
Or do you want us to, though, or do you want it to be kind of a surprise when it comes out?
I can set it up a little bit. So Justin, the Hulkster, and I did a podcast.
Whoa.
For those of you that don't know Jenny, this would be a good time for you to promote your other podcasts, too. Jenny does like 7 other podcasts.
I only do the one now, and it's on hiatus while we're like regrouping, and we're about to start writing another.
So wait a minute.
So the other ones are on hiatus. Playing Doctor is on hiatus.
That's permanent hiatus. So you stopped doing
Mouthy Broadcast is on hiatus, right?
So that one's on permanent hiatuses as well?
It's on something. It's on that.
It's on its deathbed.
Yeah, it's in a permanent vegetative state.
All right, so you're taking a break from that. Just say you're taking a break. And
hey, Bob, we can start doing Mouthy Broadcast now.
There you go. Just take it over. Do it.
Do it.
So Justin, the Hulkster, and I wrote a podcast. It's like 12 episodes, and it's based out of GTA universe, the GTA game universe.
I will say that's very impressive. It's like writing a goddamn podcast. It's just
It was an interesting experience.
Like and it's a cool niche idea too, because I haven't played GTA in a long time, but I remember there being radio stations that played in the cars. So you guys just essentially made your own GTA radio station.
Exactly.
That's so neat. Yeah. I know it just sounded like a total lame-o by saying it was neat, but that was so neat.
Yeah, so we based it out of we made up a community college that would be in Los Santos and made a community college radio station there. So spoilers, but at the end of the season, the hosts disappear and we wanted to fill in with something else. And Ben is one of the characters on the show. And he's kind of like everybody's favorite side character. So we brought him in to do some little bonus episodes, basically. And then you guys jumped in and did an episode with us last weekend.
Yes.
And I guess we can set it up by saying that it's anchored in the new casino that they're adding to the GTA Online world. So I'm waiting for that to come out first before I can put your guys' episode out.
There you go.
And it should be like probably next week. So
I'm excited. Dennis and I had fun doing what we were doing. We did it very loudly. We did it in the apartment building, and it was like 12:30 at night when we were doing this. And Ben was not pleased by the time it was all over. He was like, "My neighbors, shut the fuck up, Ben.
Shut up, pussy.
No one's banging on the walls.
We're having fun. Shut your stupid face.
This doesn't affect our lives.
Doesn't affect us. I'm leaving tomorrow." But yes.
So that was a lot of fun. So if anybody wants to listen, it's Bell and Dubs in the morning, and it's on all the places where you can get podcasts.
There you go. Bell and Dubs in the morning on the Jenny Zell Podcast Network.
See if you recognize the guest voices on the show.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so that was a lot of fun. But we just hung out. We had a nice time, and we watched an episode of Cold Check, which was super fun, which I know we've talked about doing Law and Order as a secondary podcast to this, but man, Cold Check would be one. It's 13 episodes. I don't think
I can watch that by myself.
It's great. It's wonderful. I love Cold Check.
It's fun to watch with people.
Right. Yeah. It would almost be fun to do as like a watch party kind of a thing between all of us. And then we kind of like do like a Mystery Science Theater or like a reaction to the show.
It was really fun to watch. I enjoyed that. And then, but then we also enjoyed the hot Dr. Pepper, because a couple episodes ago, Ben mentioned that people in the 60s used to drink Dr. Pepper hot. And so we bought 2 liters of Dr. Pepper and cooked them on Ben's stove and drank them. And Jenny, what was your consensus on the hot Dr. Pepper?
It was surprisingly good. Surprisingly good. I mean, I would even say like surprisingly good makes it sound like it was like, oh, I expected it to be hot garbage, and it was just okay. Like, it was good. Like, it was legit good.
Have you had any since then?
No.
Okay.
All right. I can't handle that amount of sugar. Like, if I did dye Dr. Pepper, but I think that would ruin the magic.
Okay,
it's kind of a production to do it. You can't really do single serving hot Dr. Pepper.
Why couldn't you just do like a can?
What do you mean? But you're going to get a pot and make a can of hot Dr. Pepper?
Right? Like, couldn't you just do that? Like,
I guess you could put it like in a kettle or something, right?
Yeah, you could just put it in a kettle, like tea.
Like maybe I will buy my Keurig's getting old anyways. Maybe I'll just fill it up with some Dr. Pepper and see.
That's not going to work. You're not going to get the whole experience that way.
No.
It'll be hot.
Yeah, but it would have like coffee bits in it and stuff. And
I hardly ever drink coffee. Like my wife drinks coffee sometimes, but I make sure I clean that shit.
It's going to taint your coffee pot.
Yeah, I think you should, if anything, you should just get like a can of Dr. Pepper poured into like a teapot and then just heat it up on the stove, or just even into like a regular pot. Like you don't even need a teapot, just pour it in like a pot. Like you would make macaroni and cheese, but instead of putting water, put Dr. Pepper. I think you could do it. But yeah,
teapot would be fun. It'll be whistling the whole time because all that carbon dioxide leaving.
Yes,
that's true too. We cut up some oranges and put oranges in the cup and poured the hot Dr. Pepper in there. Dennis, what did you think?
I thought it was pretty good. I had forgotten that flat Dr. Pepper is not bad, because that's essentially what you're doing is you're making it flat. So when when you have it, it's, any other flat soda is not going to be great.
Mm-hmm.
But flat Dr. Pepper, it works. The 23 flavors, they hold it together.
It still manages to maintain like the Dr. Pepper taste, which was cool. It made me, I don't know if it was all the dairy, but it made me feel kind of gassy. Like, I don't know, maybe I think I did drink mine a little too fast, but it was yummy. Like I was stunned that I would I thought I was going to take like 2 sips and be like, oh, that's enough.
Yeah.
But I drank my whole glass. My whole teacup of it, and it was surprisingly good. I would say,
and you were surprisingly gassy.
Yeah, I was surprised. I mean, Ben makes a lot of dairy, and I'm not. Again, I think I just abused my body terribly while I was on vacation. I was just finding any excuse to eat like handfuls of Oreos at a time, and I think my mom was trying to lure me to her house by just having handfuls of Oreos and M&Ms available for me to consume at any time. So I left feeling like hot garbage.
Yeah, it's kind of the point of vacation.
Gassy. And I ate a lot of fucking cheese too.
You ate a lot of cheese, Dennis.
I was killing that cheese. I owe Ben like a wheel of cheese.
You had, because Ben, for some reason, I don't know why, he put out toothpicks with the horse hors d'oeuvres. So people would just use like a single toothpick to eat. At the end of the extravaganza, Dennis had enough toothpicks to build like the Notre Dame in Paris. Like he could have just made the giant statue. It would have been beautiful. You ate like 2 bags of cheese. I don't think you've pooped since last Friday.
No, I haven't.
But it was a wonderful experience. If we come back for Christmas to Virginia Beach, I look forward to getting together again with all of you. So it was a wonderful time. A time of fellowship and hot Dr. Pepper.
That's really what brings us all together is the hot Dr. Pepper.
It was the hot DP.
Yeah.
Everybody try this at home. A lot of things we do I wouldn't recommend trying at home, but the hot Dr. Pepper is something you can try at home.
Yeah, it was good. It was surprisingly good. You guys put a little bit of rum in yours, a little lemon rum.
Sure.
It did. It helped. Not that it needed help, but
it certainly didn't hurt.
Yeah.
Well, there's nothing a lemon rum can't enhance.
That's true.
So anyway, let's get on with the episode. This was like Sticks. What was the name of the episode?
Rocks and Shoals, I think.
Yeah.
It sounds like the name of like a bad law firm.
Rocks and Shoals. Shooby-doo, rocks.
Have you been injured in a car accident? Asbestos poisoning got you down? Rocks and Shoals.
It's also one of my favorite 80s metal bands.
Yeah, they're really good. That album they had, which was called Shoals Rocks, was just amazing.
Appetite for Catcher So White.
I think they weren't they a singer-songwriter duo? Like there was actually like Steve Rocks and Jim Shoals.
It's like Loggins and Messina.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Hall & Oates, Rocks and Shoals.
Yeah, rock metal.
I don't know.
It should never be put together.
Yeah, rock metal.
Rock metal. It doesn't say on the whoever played the Vorta in this episode was totally wonderful.
He was in an earlier episode.
His name is Christopher Shea. He does not have a Wikipedia page, which is saying something. He was really, really good. This was a great episode. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say right off the bat, this was a great episode.
Mm-hmm. It was very dark. That's what I think one of the things I liked about it.
Yeah, it was. It was dark. Dennis, tell us what happened.
All right. So if you remember from the last episode.
All right.
They attacked the Ketracel White storage facility, but they lost all their warp drive. So it's going to take them like 17 years to get home. Something
17
like that.
years, 3 months, and 2 hours.
Thank you, Dr. Bashir.
Yes.
So they're on their way, and they crash land.
Mm-hmm. Because I guess the jig is up, the news is out. People know that there is a rogue Jem'Hadar vessel cruising around. They need to get blowed the fuck up.
Yeah, so they get attacked. And so to escape attack, they go into a nebula and crash on a planet there.
Yes.
That's one way to escape.
Yes, they crash on a planet. They're being attacked, They say, hey, there's a nebula. We've never been in it. No one's ever charted this nebula before, but let's go in this nebula. So they do, and they crash.
I don't care. I do not want to die today.
I don't care what is happening. Get us in that nebula.
He wants to get balls deep in that nebula.
Yeah, balls deep in that neb. Hey, holla at your boy. Gotta get in that neb.
Getting that gas and nebula.
Oh, baby, I love it when they gassy. Gotta get all in the neb.
Ooh,
Gonna be good. Gonna be screaming my name when I'm up in there.
birthing some stars in here.
Yeah, that's what we doing up there. Hot gases. But yeah, so they crash land on the nebula, and I gotta say, the footage of the vessel in the background going into the water, because they land on this pristine beach, like this beautiful planet. And there's a shot of the Jem'Hadar ship sinking, and it looked really great.
It did.
1997 graphics, not bad.
That was good special effects right there.
On a TV budget.
Yeah.
On UPN.
Yeah. No, it was syndicated.
Okay, that's right. Yeah, it was syndicated.
It looked fantastic. What a great shot that was. And like it really kind of set the tone of like, wow, this is some impending doom shit here. Like they're kind of fucked.
And again, I always love it when they actually are outside instead of on a, in a sound studio.
Yeah.
So.
And they even have like, they're in this dire moment, like your girl, her name's
Dax.
shot, right? Yeah, Dax is mortally wounded in the attack, and everything's going to shit. Their ship just crashed. They've got nowhere to go. They have no way to contact the Federation or anybody. They don't know what the hell's happening, and all of a sudden you hear stupid Miles go, "Oh, damn it!" And he's like, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" He's like, "I ripped my pants," and then they all have like a cute little laugh. It was a good scene. It was fun.
I ripped my pants.
And I'm surprised, too, because they introduced a bunch of new characters in this episode, people I've never seen, like Lieutenant Ginger.
I thought they were all going to die.
Yeah, like Lieutenant Ginger surprisingly lived. We had Lieutenant Latino guy who also lived. And then some, but I think, like, wasn't it just like Lieutenant Average White guy ended up eating it?
Yeah.
Yeah, which was kind of cool.
It's plenty where that came from.
So, yeah, plenty of dumb white guys. But this nebula, this planet in this nebula, it ain't all beautiful beaches and ripped pants, daddy.
Sounds like paradise to me.
It's not. Another vessel crashed, and it just so happens to be a Jem'Hadar ship, and there's like, 7 or 8 Jem'Hadar soldiers and their Vorta, whose name escapes me. What was it, Kevin?
Kevon.
What up, Kevon?
Kevon Looney. He plays for the Golden State Warriors.
Oh, yes, Kevon. What up, Kevon? So, yeah, Kevon is mortally wounded.
Yeah, he's hurt pretty bad, man.
Pretty.
He's got 0 hit points.
0. He may have 1 because if he had 0, he'd be down. He wouldn't be talking. He's probably got like 2.
I think he has a class ability that allows him to remain conscious.
He's got an annoying class ability that lets him yap.
Yeah.
Lets him be a smug bastard.
God, he was such a smug prick, right?
Yes, that's why he was so great.
Yeah, he was wonderful. The actor's name again is Christopher Shea. He doesn't even have a Wikipedia page, for God's sakes. I'm gonna have to look him up on IMDb to find out what this guy's been in. But he was wonderful, like just a doucher.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love when we can like look at a character like this that's a complete piece of trash, smug prick, douchebag, and we're like, he's the best.
He really is. This guy has done absolutely nothing. He was on Deep Space Nine. We may see it. I guess we've seen him before in the Magnificent Ferengi, so we'll see him again, apparently.
I think he was the second Vorta we ever saw, because the first one was that female who just kind of teleported off of DS9.
Hang on, I'm looking now. No, this is. I think we see him again. We see him later this season, apparently.
Oh, we haven't seen him before?
I'm looking at his IMDb page. I know we see him later on in season 6. He's also on Voyager, so that'll give us something to look forward to. Then he's in Enterprise. He shows up 2 episodes in Enterprise. He's in The Shield? Huh. He was in the episode of The Shield Scar Tissue. Which episode?
As Kevon?
Yes, he was Kevon.
I don't remember Vorta being on that show.
He was the drug dealer Kevon. Kevon Kern.
Is he the one who fought Sticky Fingers in the sea van?
Yes, he's the guy who fought Sticky Fingers in the shipping crate and killed him, and then came out and was like, "I'm hungry."
Yeah.
Such a great show. He's not listed on the full cast for this episode of The Shield, but apparently he was there. I don't see his name, Christopher Shea. Nope, I don't see him, but he made that episode. Christopher Shea was also, he's been a bit part in a lot of stuff. We could probably, you know what? I bet we could get him on the show. That's how confident I am that this guy's a do nothing.
He might have something else going on in his life, you know?
No, I doubt it. Because he just appeared, well, he hasn't been in anything since 2014, so maybe he died. But I bet we could get him on.
Jesus.
Well,
I mean,
he got divorced in 2010. Oh, he is dead. Holy shit.
Oh, is he? Don't say that. Really?
Yeah.
I guess we can't get him now.
No.
Wait, are you looking at the right Christopher Shea? I think you may be doing the same thing that I did, which is like there's two Christopher Sheas.
Is there?
Yeah.
Born in 1958?
Yeah, this guy was not born in 1958, Dennis. This guy was still working in 2010.
Yeah, 1969.
Christopher Shea, Star Trek. Way to make me feel all bad, Dennis. You dickhole. Christopher Shea, Star Trek. Kevon. I bet we can get this guy on. Do I still have my IMDb Pro account?
But then what?
Then we talk to him and be like, man, you were a real dick.
Man, you feel good at being a border, man.
If he listened to this episode, I don't think he's going to be on the episode.
Why? He was great. He was the best part of the episode.
We just declared him dead.
Well, that was Dennis. And there just happens to be another actor named Christopher Shea. A lot of the times he would change his name in the Screen Actors Guild. That's not Dennis's fault.
All the Google results had his picture, like the image results.
How did Christopher Shea? Now, what did this Christopher Shea guy do? Apparently, he was in like the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Was he? This Christopher Shea was who did?
He was Linus.
Oh, he was Linus. Wow, that's cool. He was Linus in a Charlie Brown Christmas, and it's a Great Pumpkin. Wow, that would be a good get on the
Linus
podcast.
does a lot of work in the Great Pumpkin.
Yeah, he's the. I mean, he does the whole speech at the end with the blah blah blahs and the rah rah rahs and the Bible stuff. And he's in a Great Pumpkin. I mean, you could say that the Great Pumpkin isn't even a thing without Linus.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, and he was also in Green Acres and The Odd Couple. Ooh, that's cool. This Christopher Shea is much better than that other Christopher Shea.
See, now he's definitely not going to be on.
We don't have to. He's not going to listen. We don't have to tell him any of that, Jenny. Just keep it to yourself.
Can't have been a snitch.
Keep your mouth shut. Let's see if Christopher Shea's on Twitter. Christopher Shea.
The dead one?
No, Dennis, the alive one. Not that guy.
No. There's dead people on Twitter. You never know.
Yeah, but they have like memorandum accounts and shit. There's a Christopher Shea who's an actor.
I'm willing to bet there are tens of thousands of dead people on Twitter. People that have Twitter accounts and they just died.
You know what? I heard.
It's not like they delete your account for being inactive. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. I mean, I'm sure there are.
Let's find them all.
Let's find every dead person on Twitter. Go.
Just tweet everybody on Twitter. Are you dead? Are you dead?
The only reason why I'm on Twitter is because my wife went to an IMDb, not an IM, but what was it? An IGA, the designer conference, graphic designer. She went to some designer conference, and this was when Twitter was starting to get hot. She was like, you should go on Twitter to promote your artwork, to promote your comics. I'm on Twitter. I just started my Twitter account, and I got all these people, and I'm trying to promote my photography. She hasn't been on Twitter since. I don't even know her handle. She talked me into it now. I'm addicted to it.
Twitter's great.
I agree.
I do love Twitter.
Sometimes it gets my blood up too much.
I try to cultivate like a nice Twitter environment for myself.
Twitter's just better for like little one-off jokes.
Politics to stay informed, and then everything else is just dick jokes.
That's the best.
That's fun though.
Yeah.
That is fun. I love a good dick joke. Can't beat a good dick joke. But yeah, anywho,
Pork chop.
pork. I can't wait to go upstairs and get me a pork chop.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's this Jem'Hadar crew, and they crash on the planet as well. And they're trying to get off the planet because they have like a comm device that's broken, but they're all dumb Jem'Hadars and they can't fix it. And then we also find out that they're Jones and they need their white, bro. which is just a wonderful whole nother just kind of monkey wrench to throw in on this episode.
Yeah. But this brings up an interesting question to me. Like, how do they, when these Jem'Hadar ships are flying around, they have like a Vorta and then the rest of their Jem'Hadar soldiers, right?
Yes.
Like, who's maintaining the ships? Because these guys are just bumming around trying to fix this communications device. You would think, they all have to basically be able to do each other's job, because as somebody dies, somebody becomes the next first or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're like all basically equivalent in what they can do. They don't have like different skill sets. There's not like the engineer, the tactical guy or whatever. They're just all have to be able to do everything that a Jem'Hadar can do.
It's true.
But they don't know how to fix these simple things. Like, does Vorta fix everything on the ship?
That's a good question. Maybe.
Where's Ben? Ben would come up with a great bullshit answer.
I'm equating the to me, the Jem'Hadar are very much the Klingons of Deep Space Nine to the original series. Like, they're honor bound, they're warriors, yada yada. But they're also like crack fiends. That's the big difference. So maybe they're not thinking straight, and I think they show a little bit of that later in the episode. They're having a hard time keeping their wits and their nerve, because they even mention, number 3, because number 1 is dead and number 2 is taken, and number 2, he can't be there. So number 3 says like our anxiety's a little high, like they're jonesing, man. They're tweaking.
All symptoms.
Yeah, because they don't have their white, bro. They need their white.
Y'all got any more of that white?
Oh, man, you got some of that white. But I guess their Vorta guy, Kevon, he only gives them 1 vial. He's like, all right, you got to ration this stuff out, because we're going to be here for 10 days, because that's how long it's going to take to get this thing up and running again. So, we got to ration it out, baby. So how are they going to split a vial of Tetracell white between 9 people?
Just takes a bump. Take a bump.
Oh, God. I'll suck your dick.
Can't do a whole line.
I'll suck your dick for a bump. But they crackheads. So that's what happens. And then I guess I just called them the Enterprise. The crew of formerly Deep Space Nine, because now they don't really have a place. They're just nomads, if you will. What is it? Garon. Is it Garon?
No, Gowron's not with them.
No, Garon's not with them. My brain is leaking out of the side of my head.
Garrick is with them.
Garrick, there you go.
Yeah.
Garrick and Rom.
Yeah, send the 2 non-humans out to go scouting.
Are looking around for some water and stuff. And I like the idea that these 2 people have a history, and they kind of go into it a little bit, because last time they were together, Garrick tried to kill Rom. And he apologized. He's like, look, man, that wasn't me. It was somebody else. I was possessed by some evil entity. My pheromones was going crazy.
Now let me stand behind you so I can look at your butt.
Your little butt. Your little butt on your little man. You got a big butt for such a little man. Want to put you on a plate? Safia, put a biscuit. So yeah, and they get captured by these Jem'Hadar. And give it to Garrick. Immediately gets captured and tries to bullshit his way out of it. Like, instantly tries to bullshit his way out of it.
And of course, that's what he's best at doing.
And it would have worked.
If it wasn't for those meddling kids.
And that stupid communicator. And he says, look, man, I don't need you. Do you guys have a doctor with you? And he says, yes, we do. He's like, well, get his ass over here, baby, because I'm going to be dead as fuck soon.
Yeah, that's always a good thing.
Yeah.
You got bargaining chips. Even if you don't have a doctor, you know Garrett's going to tell them they have a doctor. Of course we have a doctor.
Yeah.
We've got a whole medical team.
It was actually a hospital ship that crashed, you see?
Yes.
Yeah, sure, that's a ticket.
And then in the meantime, I guess the crew of the Jem'Hadar ship discover that that Garrick and Rom have not answered their hail, so they go out in like a search party, and then all of a sudden they get ambushed by the Tetracell White junkies, who can't go invisible now either, which is interesting to know.
Yeah, that's weird. Was that because of the white, like because they couldn't focus or something, or did they ever really explain that?
I always thought it was technology and not like an inherent ability they have.
I think they explained it by them not having their Tetracell White, like they couldn't do it.
That's crazy.
They don't have they crack. Well, I guess we could look. Hang on. Let's
They're
look
like the Predator?
Maybe. Let's see. Let's look at what was the name of the episode? Rocks and Shoals. Yeah, like they couldn't go invisible because they didn't have they crack. They space crack. They captured an unfamiliar territory back to Dominion camp, blah, 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 suffering from low levels of Tetracell White. The Jem'Hadar, despite a direct order, are unable to refrain from firing on the Starfleet. So they're also unable to shroud, but it doesn't say why. But I guess suffering from low levels, it says suffering from low levels of Tetracell White, the Jem'Hadar, despite a direct order, unable to refrain from firing and are also unable to shroud. So I guess it's a natural ability.
Wow, that's cool.
But when they on drugs, man, they can do all kinds of shit. They like Superman on the drugs. They get off the drugs.
Eat some Tetracell White.
Well, I mean, it makes sense why Starfleet would want to go after the Tetracell White factories and plants and stuff, because they realize that the Jem'Hadar, they just got to stop the Tetracell, then they become a bunch of losers.
It's the war on drugs all over again.
It is. It's war propaganda, bro. So there we are. And then all of a sudden he says, why aren't you doing what I said? Kevon is pissed. And then the other guy's like, fuck you. I discipline the men. You are just here to fucking give us our drugs, basically. You got one purpose, drugs. Now give them to me.
Okay, so I was trying to look up how they couldn't turn invisible, and I accidentally found a discussion on Reddit about like why doesn't the Dominion have any engineered Jem'Hadar, which is what we were just saying.
Oh, yeah.
They're basically, it sounds like they kind of just don't care, like because the Jem'Hadar will do like a suicide mission where they'll just fly their ship into something. They don't care about the ship and the quality of it. Like the ship is built like to last to begin with, and I guess if they, if it starts going bad, they just fuck it, just crash it into an enemy ship or something.
Yeah.
All the crews are expendable.
Yeah, that's basically what it sounds like. I'll send you guys this link so you can actually read it later, because there's a lot of stuff in here.
I don't understand Reddit.
Reddit's kind of neat. I
You don't have to
downloaded.
translate that for me. Young lady, can you translate the Reddit for me?
I downloaded it on my phone. It's pretty neat. They got all kinds of shit on there.
I usually don't go to it by like on purpose. I just kind of like Google something and then happen to find the answer on Reddit. So that's what happened this time.
But these are just like
Reddit's just a bunch of
right?
yeah, it's just a bunch of Bens basically.
Yeah, exactly. So without Ben here to bullshit an answer.
We have to go to Internet Ben.
Yeah.
Well, actually, that's what I imagine Reddit is. Like people just going, well, actually.
That's basically accurate, yeah.
Well, actually, but I will say their D&D forum, and I just, actually, their D&D forum is pretty cool. They have a lot of neat stuff on there about like making characters and stuff,
Mhm.
Shit like that. So.
There's some decent subreddits that aren't as like toxic as others, but for the most part, I'm just like, it's a way to like find cool stuff, but I try not to interact with anybody on there because it's the internet and there's people.
Well, actually, so they just don't want to waste the time and manpower on educating a bunch of dummies.
Exactly.
All right, that makes sense.
They just basically don't even really need to. Like, let's see, I saw something about the Vorta on here. So the Vort is the overseers and Jem'Hadar are warriors. Why wouldn't they clone or breed engineers? Yeah, that's basically it. Suicide runs, and we built the ships to last to begin with. So I guess they just count on it. Nothing ever breaks.
All right.
Theoretically.
Fair enough. Nothing ever breaks. That's impossible.
They must be rich as hell to build all these high quality ships, and then.
But then I guess, like Jenny says, if the ship does go bad, they just crash it into something.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, well, fix it. Fuck that. We're just gonna crash it into something.
Ramming speed.
Ramming speed. Hey, this ship's transmission is slipping up a little bit. Ramming speed. No, we're low on windshield wiper fluid. Ramming speed.
It's over. That's why they don't have any glass on the outside.
I think these tires need some air pressure. Ramming speed. We don't know how to put air in tires, but we can ram the shit out of something.
My neck is a little sore. Ramming speed.
Ramming speed. This is all happening on this planet back on Deep Space Nine. This could be one of the most memorable and impactful B stories I think they've done on Star Trek in God knows how long. Maybe ever.
I'm gonna say this should have been an A story.
Yeah.
On a different, it should have had its own episode.
Dude, this shit is fucking bonkers. And it's so personal. Like, it's just Kira's exploit, like her trying to navigate her life as a Jem'Hadar / Dominion kind of bureaucrat.
Mm-hmm.
It's
just like a sellout.
It's fucking great. Like, holy shit. As much fun as like the run and gun stuff is on the planet when the pew 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 and the pew pew pews and the all that, this is like some real character development shit here. And it's wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
And it basically just starts by Akira Nerys getting out of bed and looking in the mirror and just pushing through the day like all of us do on a daily basis. And you work for someone who sucks, but you got to do it.
And see, they go back to her routine, like her morning routine later in the episode, like after she's has some time to reflect on incidents that have happened.
Mm-hmm.
Now, can you imagine like a whole episode where every time they come back from a commercial break, it's her getting up in the morning, looking in the mirror, and then her day just keeps getting shittier and shittier every time.
Like a not funny Groundhog's Day.
Yeah, like every time she starts to realize more and more, like, holy fuck, I'm a collaborator. And I want to fucking kill these people. When I think
the only, well, you know, I think it's deemed unnecessary to do a whole episode about it because the what's the word I'm looking for here? The accelerator that kind of gets her back in her old way of thinking is so moving and so powerful. You
never thought I'd see something like that on Star Trek.
Yeah, like
that was insane.
She's doing an interview with Jake and she's saying like, you know what, you know, this is what it is, blah, 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 the Federation, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden Jake spills the beans about, well, there's going to be a protest. There's a Vedic, what's her name? Vedic Yassim or whatever?
Yeah.
Vedic Yassim is going to have a protest on the promenade. And she's like, oh, man, I got to talk to her. That's not going to help anybody. It's just going to make things worse. So she actually goes to this Vedic and says, like, look, man, you can't do this. Like, this isn't cool. You're just going to make things worse here on the station for people. Protesting is kind of dumb. It's not going to change anything. The Jem'Hadar are here. The Dominion are here. Your protest isn't going to work. And the Vedic's like, no, I'm still going to do it. Like, I have to, evil must be opposed is what she says to her. And so you leave not knowing what's going to happen. And then the next time you see this woman, she's standing on the second level of the promenade and she screams, evil is opposed, and jumps and hangs herself.
That was insane.
I thought she was just going to jump. I didn't see the noose or anything like that when she was just standing up there. And then just like her feet go. I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah. I think I actually like rewound that scene because I was like, did they really just show that? Yeah, they did.
Because at first I thought she got pushed. And I was like, oh, that's going to that would be a way for Kira to kind of get back into the revolution, thinking, no, she killed herself. She jumped off of the promenade and hung herself and died. And it was so powerful. And just, wow, man, like you said, Dennis, I could never imagine Star Trek on any level doing something like that.
The thing about it, like I was expecting, because, you know, you think about like the monks self-immolating and stuff like that. And so I thought maybe she would like phaser herself or something, you know, some kind of future suicide thing. But just the way she did it, that was fucking...
I mean, it had an impact.
It did.
Mean, it's gonna, you know, everybody on the promenade that saw that happen is gonna remember it and remember what she said and what she was there to protest. You know,
I don't think there will ever be a better B story in the history of Star Trek.
I have to agree with you.
I mean, granted, I can't think of any at the moment that come close, but fuck, dude, that was just so powerful.
Or a B story that makes you think, oh shit, I wonder what Kira's going to do next. You know?
Yeah.
Like, oh, the next episode is going to be fucking bonkers because now she's taking off the kid gloves because she knows she can't fuck around with these guys anymore. She
basically says to Odo, she's like, I'm a collaborator. And then Odo's like, no. And he's like, no, I am. Like,
he's still trying to hit that. So
he's like,
nah, baby.
Well, he does kind of at some point. He's like, well, how do you think I feel where I have to sit? And he's like, it ain't about you, motherfucker. This is about me. And I thought that was even a very powerful line for her to say, like, this is about me. Like, I used to rebel against the Cardassians and fight till the end. And now I'm just here and I'm a stool pigeon and I got to change it. And I don't want to fight you either, she says. And then they kind of say, well, let's have our meetings in another place. So they decide that they're going to start a resistance on the station. It was wonderful because part of me thought too, and I don't know how you guys feel, and I guess I'll just ask you, Kira's, I guess, taking to this seemed very much like, oh yeah, sure. Like, sure, this is what it is now. Like, Sisko told us that this is what it's going to be. It seemed, her acceptance of this occupation seemed very much like run-of-the-mill kind of.
Well, I think, like, everybody gets complacent after a while, you know? Like, I'm sure, like, in Germany and shit like that, like, people were like, oh, this is fucking crazy. But, you know, I still got my job to do, so I'm going to, you know, process these forms or whatever. And then slowly around them, they don't realize what's happening. Kind of like right now in this country.
Yeah, but this is hyper accelerated because they're on a space station.
Yeah. Well, they might be hyper accelerated right now too.
Well, they're actively at war also. We're just technically like, you know, just fighting each other.
We're just in Twitter war.
Falls apart. Exactly. So.
But yeah, dude, it was, fuck, man. Like, it was so wonderfully done and wonderfully written and just, it was great. You know, and now you get a real sense of like, oh shit, this is the start of the, you know, the revolution here, the overthrowing of the Dominion, the resistance is going to start right here. And it was great.
It woke me up. I'm ready to join the resistance.
Yeah, it was some of the best Trek I think I've ever seen. And this is the B story. The A story itself is fine, but the B story, I don't think they could have made a whole episode of it. So I'm glad it was just a B story. Because again, like if she woke up,
not back in 1997.
Not
like
back
if they made this now, they could do a whole episode on this, and it would, because shows do stuff like that. Like Legion is a show I'm watching right now. Mm-hmm. They do like these extended things. You're like, where the fuck is this episode going? And then by then you're like, holy shit, that was great.
Okay. All right. So
it's like a slow burn type of episode where it just builds up to that one key moment and then it all pays off.
Interesting. Well, the payoff for this was great.
Yeah.
It was wonderful. Like, it was so well done. And then we go back to the planet, and then the Vorta dude makes a deal with Sisko. He's like, look, man, these dummies ain't going to fix this machine. We know it. I know it. They know it. We've got one test tube of white left. I told them to attack you because I guess Julian comes and heals him. He takes care of him. He's fine.
Yeah. Because he's a genius.
Takes care of him.
Takes care of him. I thought he was going to secretly kill him, like kind of pulling out. Oh no, I cut the wrong vein.
Whoops.
But he heals him, and then the Vorta guy tells Julian and Sisko, like, look, man, these dummies ain't going to fix this machine. I want to get the fuck off this planet. I'm having them attack you tomorrow, kill them all, and I'll help you get off this planet. Which just is perfect for the monologue that Sisko gave earlier in the episode about the Vorta being kind of schemy and low-honored people.
And the Jem'Hadar know it.
Yeah, they do.
The first chance this guy gets to sell us out, he's going to do it. But you know what? We have a job to do. We were literally made to do this, so we're going to do it.
Yeah.
How long do you think this guy had this plan like ready to go in case something like this happened? You know, like it seems weird that like he thought of this plan like while he's laying in the deathbed. You know, like the tactical aspect of it, like attack from this way or whatever. You know. Does that seem weird to you guys? Like he's laying there like half dead, and he's like, "Well, if I tell the Jem'Hadar to come in from this way, then they can set him up as a trap."
How did he know the layout of that? I guess they would tell him. Like if he told them, "Hey, give me a map of the layout between here and their place," they would show him, and then he'd be like, "Okay, go here."
Right,
and
that makes sense.
That'll put us right in the open. He's like, "Do it," and they'll just do it.
Do what I say. Well, because Sisko doesn't really just
want to. I'll do what I say.
Oh, you ain't getting none of your drugs. But yeah, because I guess back in the Federation camp, they had like a meeting about all this stuff and yada yada yada.
And I love Sisko. He's like, "We are not voting on this."
Yeah, well,
motherfuckers.
Well, they're arguing about it. Like, well, this isn't right. You know, we can't just kill him like this. It's not cool. What do we do? And then Sisko just basically like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
pulled rank on him.
You do what I say.
I'm the boss.
Mm-hmm.
You do what I want.
That actually made me really happy because, like, I was afraid that he was gonna be like, "Well, let's consider the options." He's like, "No, fuck you. Here's the option. You do what I fucking say."
And he agreed with Garrick, who was like, "This is war. We're gonna kill him unless
God, y'all. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing.
Killing Jem'Hadars. Unless we can come up with some way to not have to kill these dudes, yeah, we're gonna kill them. We're gonna kill them all.
Yeah.
Kill them all.
Because Sisko, I mean, the one thing you will say about Sisko is, dude, he fucking, in order to catch Eddington, he shot fucking poison into the air of a planet that would rule it inhabitable. Like, Sisko doesn't give a fuck about killing 6 Jem'Hadar guys.
No. On the war crimes meter, he's pretty high up there.
I wouldn't even say war crimes meter. It's just
that's a war crime.
I don't think he's got bloodlust.
Using a mutagenic weapon or whatever you call it on an entire planet to make it uninhabitable, even if nobody dies.
I think you're being a coward, Dennis.
He's a collaborator.
You're a collaborator. I'm a collaborator. Dennis is a collaborator.
Dennis.
Yeah, Dennis, you got to do what you got to do to win the war, bro.
No.
You got to do what you got to do to win the war.
We can't let them change us.
Evil must be opposed.
Evil must be opposed. But yeah, so Sisko doesn't give a fuck about killing 9 Jem'Hadar people. He's going to fucking kill them. Unless he can come up with a better plan. But unfortunately,
he might be able to do it because he goes and talks to the guy. He's like, "Wait, parlay," and then goes talk to the dude. Says, "Hey man, your Vorta told me you were coming here so we could kill you."
Duh.
And that's kind of what the Jem'Hadar guy says. Yeah, I'm cool with it.
But this is our job, so kill us.
Get that weight.
What a crazy! I mean, just the loyalty of these soldiers is just completely bonkers. And you know, Sisko has to feel at some point like, how are we going to defeat these guys? Mm-hmm. I just told him that his boss sold him out, and he just doesn't give a fuck. He's like, yeah, cool, whatevs. I kind of figured that too. I saw the plan.
It was a stupid ass plan, but we had to do it because that's how we're made.
Because he the boss. These Jem'Hadar guys would make great husbands. They just listen no matter what. They don't care about anything. They're just like, yep.
I'm going to go on Jem'Hadar Tinder right after this.
I bet they fuck like machines too.
Just give them some drugs.
Just give them some drugs. They'll pound all night. But then if the drugs run out, you're in trouble because then they're going to get all like clingy and weird.
Mix some Molly in with the Catch a Cell White.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're going to get all weird and like clingy and, anxiety ridden. And then it'll just be like a regular relationship. But if you can keep them in drugs, you're going to be great.
Mm-hmm. I can handle this. I've been in worse relationships.
All right. You good? All right. All right, Jenny, have at it. Jem Hadar Tinder.
Plenty of Jen Padar.
That are willing to die.
Instead of Tinder, it'd be called Founder.
Yeah, it'd be called Founder. Found her.
Found her clit.
Whoa, hey now. But you do realize that if something went bad with you, like, oh man, I got a cold, they would just kill you.
That's true.
No, they're always loyal. They wouldn't kill you. Unless you ran out of that white.
Yeah.
I wonder if I could just give them like baking soda and they wouldn't notice the difference.
They would know after a while, Jenny. You'd really have to cut that thing.
Are you cutting the Catch a Cell White?
Yes.
Because if you cut the white, they're not going to
start listening to rap music then, because they explain how to do that in rap music.
Yeah.
And if you cut it, it too much, they're not going to fuck you right.
Yeah. It's funny. I saw this thing on Twitter a while back about how Bone Thugs-n-Harmony brags about being the worst drug dealers in the world. Like most rappers that rap about drug dealing say how great they are at it, how they cut it, and the people don't even realize that it's an inferior product or whatever. But Bone Thugs-n-Harmony, they rap about selling fake drugs to people, and if somebody complains, they just kill them. How do you have a customer base like that?
Well, that's not being terrible. I mean, that's not
the
worst.
The whole point of being a drug dealer is you have repeat business.
Yeah, but I mean, people might still come.
If every customer you have gets a hot shot, so they'll either die or they'll come back and complain and you have to kill them.
Well, maybe they're talking about weed, like they put like oregano in there and shit like that.
No.
Like their weeds got a lot of seeds.
No. They literally say, I'll sell them dummy rocks.
Well, that's dumb.
Yeah.
That's just being a poor
But they brag about it.
I mean, it got them this far, right? You're not in Bone Thugs-n-Harmony.
I'm not. I would love to be.
Easy.
They're from Ohio.
They are. They're from Cleveland.
Yeah.
It seems like they play Cincinnati like once a year.
Yeah.
And they always do. I mean,
Wake up.
They keep getting booked, so it must be going well.
Somebody's gone.
Well, it's the first time, even though I only know 2 songs. I only know 2 Bone Thug songs. I know.
You know Crossroads. You know Look Into My Eyes.
I don't know that one.
Look Into My Eyes. It was on the Batman soundtrack.
Which one?
The second one. Batman Forever, I'm pretty sure. Or the third one.
I don't know if I know that one.
One of the biggest songs in the world.
Is it Look Into My Eyes? Of course it is. Here, let me see. Is this it? I'm sure it's not one of the biggest songs in the world, Dennis. It's not We Are the World.
Look at the Billboard charting for it.
One of the biggest songs in the world.
It was one of the biggest songs in the world.
I'm listening to it now.
Look into my eyes and tell me what it is you see in me.
Not ringing a bell.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I'm telling you, this is from Batman with Mr. Freeze.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
Batman.
You guys are insane.
No, that was definitely the worst Batman movie.
Yeah, I definitely don't.
Oh, yeah, I know, but you're insane for not knowing this song.
I don't know. I'm just telling you, I don't know it. Don't get mad at me.
I'm not.
Look into my eyes. See if I have to pee. But yeah, I don't know that one. I know Thuggish Ruggish Bone.
How do you know Thuggish Ruggish Bone and you don't know Look Into?
I just know it's the Thuggish Ruggish Bone, right? Is that how it went? It's the Thuggish Ruggish Bone. It's the Thuggish Ruggish Bone. I know that one. But I just know that part of the song. I don't know any other part of it. Like if you were like, what's another word?
Nobody does.
I would just be like, iggity biggity.
That's their whole appeal is you can't understand what they're saying.
Woohoo-bida-boobity.
That's what the liner notes are there for. You're like, all right, lyrics real quick.
Yeah, and yeah, I know Thuggish Ruggish Bone, and then I know First of the Month, and then Crossroads. And that's the end of my.
You don't know the one with Biggie? They also did a song with Tupac. That was
I was never big.
On Biggie's Life After Death. They did a song with him on there.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. I had Ready to Die. I didn't really listen to a lot of Life After Death. I'm going to be honest with you.
No. I think that was a double album, and that was the lead track on the second disc.
That's when that's when the record community in general, the business, was making unnecessary double albums.
Yes. Yeah. Because
Smashing Pumpkins had one.
Skits were very big in rap music at that time.
Yes.
They were.
Skits were huge. Like, it was like you were listening to half.
One of my favorite skits is on Gangsta's Paradise. There's this guy who goes into the record executive's office and complains because he hasn't gotten paid yet. And somebody kills him.
I want a Spotify playlist of just rap skits.
Oh, we could do that.
Pretty good.
Oh, yeah. Like the $20,000, the 20,000 sack pyramid on the Chronic was a great one.
Yeah, $20 sack pyramid.
Yeah.
The Mad Rapper.
My favorite is on the Fugees record, where they go into the Chinese restaurant.
Yes. Okay, then fine. I'll kick your monkey asses my damn self. It's the best.
Redman had a lot of skits on his records.
Yes, of course. The late 90s. That was what it was all about.
This is skits.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely remember the 20 sack pyramid. Triple cheese.
Some of the, I think 3-6 Mafia, they have some skits on theirs, but they're one of the last ones to do it.
I couldn't name a 3-6 Mafia song. Oh, what?
Chicken Head?
That's a 3-6 Mafia song?
Well, Project Pat, but.
How do you know all this?
Because.
Didn't they do, didn't 3-6 Mafia do that one song about spelling butts?
Smelling butts.
No, they were. What was that song they did about the butts and guts or whatever or something? I don't know.
No, that's MC Hammer.
No.
In a bump.
No, I know Humps in a Bump. What was the name of that song that was? I can't remember. Whatever. It wasn't good. There was a lot of shitty hip hop back then.
I love 3-6 Mafia. You got some
3-6 Mafia. But yeah, anyway, so they end up just the Jem'Hadar guys, like the boss guy runs back. I don't know why he just doesn't shoot Sisko right there.
Because he has honor.
Yeah, but still, though, I mean,
you have to honor the timeout.
Timeout.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, unfreeze.
All right, and then they go, and then they just shoot each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in the melee, in the ranged attack, one Starfleet guy dies. General White guy dies. He did.
I was just thinking that when they pause the fighting so they can talk or whatever, it's like when you used to play Mortal Kombat back in the day and you were fighting against your friend and then somebody had to like answer a phone or something like that. You would just
hang on, my mom's calling me.
You were on your honor. Yeah. On your honor not to hit them while you were waiting for them to be ready.
Yes.
It's very nice. Hang on.
Like, pause it and like make sure that the other person is like ready. Yeah. You'd be like, okay, are you ready?
My mom needs me. Hang on, I got to go take out the trash. Hang on, pause.
Yeah.
Pause, Dick.
My sister and I would just troll each other. Just unpause it real quick. Just beat the shit out of the other one and then pause it again. No honor.
Pause it after you trigger your move. Like, why is Liu Kang flying across the screen?
That didn't happen before, Dick.
As soon as you unpause.
Yeah. And then, they shoot him, and that's the episode.
Here's the thing, though. So, apparently, the Jem'Hadar must have had some hope of fixing that communicator because the guy's like, hey, if I had 2 more vials, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Well, because it was going to take 10 days to fix. That's why. And he knows he didn't have 10 days worth of, and he even tells him that.
But
he's like,
but they still must have been able to, like, he must have estimated that they actually could fix it.
yeah, because, well, the one guy told him it was going to take 10 days, but that was just going to even be a test.
Yeah, but that sounds like a shitty auto mechanic to me.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Days, I got to get a part in from Tulsa.
Yeah, we got to check your lantern fluid to make sure that that's got, it's all up to date.
Lantern fluid.
Sounds legit to me.
So he says if he would have had 2 more vials, then he would have killed him, but whatever. But he's so smug about it. And Sisko's like, Sisko wanted to shoot him at first because he's just walking through the battlefield looking at these dead Jem'Hadar guys. I'm surprised Sisko didn't blast him.
Prancing. Like, he's like,
Yeah.
la-di-da, I'm healed, la-di-da.
He's prancing.
Yeah.
I like how Sisko was so mad he couldn't even do like proper Sisko angry voice, crazy voice. He was like just stumbling all over his words.
Get this son of a... Take him back to the campsite.
And then that's it. Then the episode's over.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
It was great.
Pretty fantastic.
This episode's like, what's our highest rating? A 9. This episode's a 10.
Jeez.
It's a 9. It's really great. Like, and again, it's the B story. Like the A story works on a level because you really get the gravitas of the Jem'Hadar. Like they don't give a fuck. They're just here to fight, and they're going to fight you to the death. And they don't even care if they know they're going to die.
To be honest, we've kind of seen some of that before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It kind of needed that extra. It needed some sriracha on top, and that's what the Kira thing was.
And it also kind of gives you a more of a look into the Vorta, and their kind of skeeziness and ickiness overall. But yeah, the Kira thing just puts it over the top. This episode's a 9 all the way. God, that shit was so good. Jenny, what do you say?
I was gonna say 8.5, just because I feel like if it was more Kira, it would be even better. Like, because I really enjoyed that storyline.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it may have been a little bit of a better balance, but then I'm like, you know what? It was still a really fucking great episode. I'm gonna give it a 9.
All right, Dennis.
I'm along the same lines as Jenny, and I think the thing about it too is it's right in the middle of like this whole run of awesome episodes.
Yeah.
So I was thinking like, it's like an 8.5, maybe 8.75. But I was like, you know what? Fuck it. If this happened any other time in the series, this would be a no doubt 9.
There's no reason to bend it up, dude.
No.
Exactly.
It's not like you have
if this was a TNG episode.
God, if this was a TNG episode, this would be the greatest TNG episode ever.
Yeah. This is like there are 4 lights. That's how great this is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the weird part is the thing that makes it so great is the B story.
Yeah.
Like the A story for this is good. I'd say the A story is like a 6.5. But the B story is just so fucking bonkers. You have no idea where this is even going to go. Because at first you're just like, what's happening here? Why am I just looking at Kira getting out of bed and like drinking coffee given to her by a Jem'Hadar soldier? And what is this? Like, where are we going? And then she's talking to Jake. And then at first I thought this was going to be about Jake and his stupid newspaper articles. And they even busted like, your articles don't get published. They don't approve them. Nobody reads them. And then they're having this dumb interview. And she's like, yeah, I'm getting out of here. And then it goes from that to some lady killing herself in protest of the fucking occupation. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's based on like, oh, well, the Vorta's just going down there to set up some stuff because there's no parts coming in. Because that's the whole pretense of it. The Vorta is going down to Bajor to help them out with some science stuff and some manufacturing things because they don't have that anymore now they've been cut off from the Federation. So this, in the end, this will help Bajor. And don't worry about it. You worry too much, Vorta. You worry too much about it, fucking Yayam or whatever your name is. Fuck you, I'm killing myself. Oh, shit. It's cray-cray.
It's great.
It is. Yeah, and it's not like you have to ration out your 9s. Like you only get a certain number of them for you only get 10 9s for the whole season, for the whole series.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think I've used that many, so I'm going to use one on this one.
All right, there you go. 9s all around.
Mm-hmm.
Let's burn a 9.
Let's burn a 9.
Yeah.
So there you go, everybody. That was the episode. Thank you so much for listening. It was a really wonderful episode to watch. It was a really wonderful episode to review. And the results of the poll are in from last week or from 2 weeks ago. Dork poll. According to Facebook, it says we did a poll on Facebook about who would you rather be stuck in an elevator with.
14 votes.
That's on Twitter, I think.
Oh, okay. You're looking on Facebook?
I'm looking on Facebook. What was the percentage on Twitter, Dennis?
So there were 14 votes by a margin of 71% to 29%.
Mm-hmm.
Gul Dukat.
Okay, and then on Facebook, it was a little closer.
Wait, did we say what the poll was for?
Yeah, who would you rather be stuck in an elevator with? Gul Dukat or Wayun? On Facebook, it was 60% Gul Dukat, 40% Wayun with 30 votes.
Clearly.
So, yeah. Some of the comments were Gary, our big listener, Gary in Australia, said he would kill Wayun within the first couple minutes, perhaps even before the door closed. But then he said, I had a lot of questions for Gul Dukat. So,
Interesting.
So there you go.
I like these poll questions. We should try to come up with some more of them and ask our listeners some questions every week.
That was
I'm
cool.
too lazy to think of any questions. So
the cool part about that one is it just came naturally throughout the episode, and a lot of times if that comes up, we'll do it. I don't want to force it. Like, how would you kill yourself? Like that would be a bad question.
If you were a Jem'Hadar, how many dicks would you suck for some catch yourself away?
And I'll suck your dick.
All of them.
Somebody made a great video. The scene from, I think that's from, is that from Boys in the Hood? Where the guy
that's from, Dennis. That's from Menace to Society. How do you know 3-6 Mafia, but not the difference between Boys in the Hood and Menace to Society?
My mommy and daddy wouldn't let me watch those movies when I was a kid.
Well, my mommy and daddy would, and it was awesome.
But somebody made, from that scene, that little 6-second scene where the guy offers to suck the kid's dick.
Suck your dick.
This was during the free agency when nobody was signing for the Knicks.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, man, come play for the Knicks. What'd you say to me? Come play for the Knicks. And then he beats him.
No, he shoots him. He just kills him and takes his cheeseburger.
Did he shoot him?
Yeah.
No. That's a little harsh.
Yeah, Menace to Society is a harsh movie, Dennis. So, all right. Well, there you go, everybody. That's our film. That's our episode for the week. Thank you so much for listening. And we will be back next week with more Deep Space Nine good news.